G'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage. Prepare to start the show, R2. This is where the fun begins. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Casual Rage 156, where we casually rage out about the topics of the week. And of course, it is the first Casual Rage for 2024. I hope you had a good New Year. I'm sorry we missed last week. I had to work, of course, because just things, things are the way things are. So, yes, we missed last week. I'm a little bit annoyed that we missed last week, though, because there's been more... the Sparrow Files, and we're now 2 behind. So we are going to watch one of those from the great Knights of Melvin. We are going to watch one of those, the one that we should have watched probably last week, and then next week we'll watch the one that he dropped. I think it was today. But yeah, man, based on the thumbnail from the one that he dropped today, that's the one that I really want to watch. But anyway, we'll get there. We will get there eventually. But I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a really good New Year. And we should be in for a pretty big show tonight. Obviously, the elephant in the room is the Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy stuff. A lot of people doing a lot of videos on all of that garbage that's going on out there. And we will get into that. I do want to watch that fan edit, the animation of the the Battle of the Heroes fight, the fight on Mustafa. I haven't yet watched. I saw clips of it, but I haven't yet watched the entirety of the thing. It is 15 minutes long though, so that's all right. We'll get there. Hopefully this time, though, they won't shut down my stream for watching a fan-made fucking thing. True? Last time we watched that Darth Maul fan thing and it fucking took the stream down. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But yes, going into the new year, over that Christmas, New Year sort of period, there was, excuse me, there was a bit of a lull in news and stuff like that. And then as soon as New Year's ticked over, it's boom, sort of just blew up. There was a lot of news out there, not just with Star Wars, with other stuff as well. But, the stuff that I pay attention to is all the Star Wars stuff that goes on. And this Sharmeen stuff just blew up, absolutely blew up. I know I need to sort of try and start doing more videos. I've said it before. I don't just want to be a news reporter. I don't obviously the news is what's important And I want to try and find a certain niche in that. Like, everybody just does videos talking about it. Yes, they give their opinions on it, and I'm going to give my opinions on everything that we go over here on the stream. I might see if what I do on the stream is good enough, and I might clip it out and turn that into a video. But I'm so time poor at the moment with work. It's really busy at work, and then getting home and dinner and doing everything that I need to do. Yes, Stargate is definitely on the cards for 2024, for sure. For sure. Definitely going to do some Stargate stuff this year. Definitely. But yeah, like, it's just, I don't know. And then I get disheartened when I do like my scripted videos, my video essays and stuff like that. And I know you guys enjoy them, and I'm so happy that you do. But the amount of time and effort that goes into putting one of those together for myself anyway, to not get like a good amount of views, I guess, like, it's sort of like a lot of time and effort for not much of a result. So we'll just have to see. So yes, we're going to talk about Sharmeen. I'm going to talk a little bit about Dave Filoni in relation to that. There was a little bit of a leaked thing from Echo. I believe that's what it's from. We're just going to take a quick peek at that. There's some more leaked footage from Deadpool, I think. You never really know with this stuff anymore, whether or not it's just been made up or whatever. And of course, we've got Seal of the Week. And while we're doing Seal of the Week, we're going to watch one of the Sparrow Files. So let's quickly say hello to the chat and see who we've got here. We've got Democracy Manifest. Good to see you. Hello. We have Dr. Coffin Nails. Yes, Echo is going to be a piece of shit. I'm so tapped out of the MCU. I'm so tapped out of Marvel. And for me, it's another thing that's just disheartening. Like, I'm not as invested or as connected to Marvel or the MCU as I am with Star Wars. So when it comes to the Star Wars stuff, I will painfully sit through the shows, painfully sit through the movies, whatever the case may be, to give my thoughts on those. Whereas with the MCU stuff or the Marvel stuff, I just really don't care. I really don't care. Like, I'll talk about it, what I see on Twitter and all of this sort of thing, and, give my thoughts and opinions on what I see and what we're talking about, but I'm not going to sit there and watch it. I'm so done with Marvel. And I don't know what they can do to actually get me back, like, as an audience member for that sort of stuff. There's a couple of things that they do that, like, a little diamond in the rough here and there. And I think the last one that I watched that I thought was any good was Guardians 3. And I wouldn't say that Guardians 3 was great by any stretch, but I still think that it was I liked it. I thought it wasn't too bad. Sydney Senpai's in the chat. We've got Fractured Filter here. He's going to come back and watch the replay. Thank you, Fractured Filter. Yes, it's going to be the first stream, and it's going to be awesome. 100%. We'll catch you on the replay. Thank you. Tyranazilla, orbiting the stream at maximum velocity. Nice. We've got Tuscan Bob. Star Wars is lame. Yes. I think this little clip has never been more relevant than it is right now.
Put a ticket in and make her name it gay!
I don't think it's been more relevant than it is right now. Let's see. We got Maltese here. How you doing? Good to see you. Yes. Well, we'll see if the rage flows. We'll see how it goes tonight. We will. But good to see you. Firafema's here. How you doing? Evening all. We've got Keely Chow, Anthony, the Nuisance Bird, Mike Hill. Dude, I didn't realize what happened. What happened on Twitter, man? Like, I'm setting up the stream last night, and I'm like, I got no DM fucking thread from Mike. Where is it? And then I realized, like, I don't know what happened to your old account, but you've started a new account. And so I did follow you back, dude. So you can now start DMing me again. But he says for his 25-month membership, Jesus, 25 months. It's a long fucking time. Thank you, Mike. Hell, Rhino, all the Star Wars ships got the good news. We've been waiting for finally we'll get some diverse female representation. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, finally. It's about time, isn't it? It's about time. I've got some pretty strong opinions on some of the clips that we've been seeing. Now, some of the clips have been brought back to life from, we've talked about them before. We talked about, like, it's funny how, you know, people are so switched off from this Star Wars stuff and, you know, with the Sharmeen stuff and some of the interviews that she's done and everything. You know, there's that one, we're going to watch it, where she mentions that she wants to make men feel uncomfortable. I've got a very strong opinion in regards to that and thought on that. That I'll wait until we get into it. But yeah, it's about goddamn time, hey? Who else we got here? We got Tilliam in the chat. We've got Evan Martin. How you doing, Evan? Good to see you. We've got Blabs. How you doing, Blabs? Hello, sweet cheeks. Hello, Blabs. Who else have we got? D-Day Direwolf, I see you. Let me just scroll down a little bit here. What's the boo for, Bob? What's the boo for, Greg? Was that for me playing the clip? Melissa Lord's here as well. Finally watched the South Park special. It's great. It was great. Also, while the diverse characters are meant to be I can't even they had more depth. Man, that South Park special was great. Yes, the clip. Well, seeing as you don't like it that much.
Put a ticket in, make a name gay.
Got to run. No worries. I miss you too. We don't talk nowhere near as much since you've changed jobs. But yes, take care, Blabs. Thanks for stopping by. All right, let's get into some of the stuff that we're going to talk about. Let me just check this over here really quick. All right, we're going to start off. We're just going to watch this this new animation thing that's been made by a fan. I meant to say satire. As in, yeah, no, I thought that's what you were trying to say. And yeah, anyway, I'm just retarded. Just remember that. All right, let's watch this. I've seen a few people do some videos on this. So let me bring this up. Let me put my headphones in before I share my screen. We're going to start off with something nice, and then we'll get into the crap, shall we? Share screen. Fuck, I feel so out of practice. All right. So this is from a channel, Hello There. So they did like a Clone Wars animation of the fight from Mustafar, the Mustafar fight, the Battle of the Heroes. Star Wars fan animation. YouTube, this is a fan edit. This is a fan animation. This shouldn't get anything against it, surely. Anyway, let's give this a watch and let's react to it and see what we think. First thing, before we do actually get into it, is one thing that I've noticed, and I think a lot of people have noticed, is that the fans and the fan films and stuff like that actually do a better job than Disney Lucasfilm, than Disney Star Wars. And that's pretty crazy when you think about the budgets that they've got over there at Disney, or over there at Lucasfilm. And that's the garbage that we get from them. And then this is, the stuff that we get from the fans. And it actually ends up being really, really good. Let's give this a watch, shall we? Or Obi-Wan.
You can't take responsibility for Ahsoka's decision, Anakin.
How would you feel if I turned into a major disappointment?
Huh.
It's not the same.
It's precisely the same. You took me under your wing and practically raised me. I'm your Padawan, just like Ahsoka was mine. How well would you sleep knowing I failed you?
Not very well, I imagine. Luckily, that isn't true. And never will be.
They got the voice acting pretty good. Unless it's AI.
Anakin, my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy!
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy!
Only a Sith deals in absolutes. I will do what I must.
You will try.
We'll try.
Fuck, I love this fight. The music is going to get fucked on for sure. Oh well. Let me know if it goes down. Oh, he did the move! He did the move! So intense.
It doesn't have to end like this, Anakin.
The Empire will thrive under my rule, but you won't be alive to see it.
Okay, the thing that I'm just going to pause it there for a second. You know what I'm actually liking about this? Now, don't get me wrong. I still think so far the live action, like the actual movie, is better. But you know what I am enjoying about this is that there's no cuts. There's no edits. It doesn't flick back to Palpatine and Yoda like midway through this fight. It is just constant streamlined through this entire fight. That's what I'm enjoying about this. They're obviously adding a little bit more dialogue in there. And there's more. Obviously, it's just flowing more. And this is what I actually reckon would have been better in the live action. This fight shouldn't have been cutting back to Palpatine and Yoda. But I still think the movie's better so far. And yes, look, I know that this is basically pointless. We've seen all of this and everything. But I think that adds a little bit to it. Exactly what I just said in regards to, you know, it just sort of flowing and there being no edits, no cuts. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. See, like there's stuff in there that you don't see in the movie. Okay. That was better visually in the live action than it was there. Because they're both standing there like holding each other's lightsabers. I will also say I'm actually quite surprised that this film, this fan-made film, basically 15-minute film, is allowed to be up on YouTube. I'm surprised that it's even still there. That looks better in live action. I have failed you, Anakin.
I have failed you, Anakin. I have failed you.
I should have known the Jedi were plotting to take over.
Anakin, Chancellor Palpatine is evil.
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Well, then you are lost.
This is the end for you, my master.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
You underestimate my power.
Don't try it. You were the chosen one. It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them. Bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness.
Yeah, you said the thing.
I hate you.
That didn't have as much power behind it.
You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you.
Jesus, how is there still 5 minutes of this? We're gonna see him get put together. Honestly, thought it was just the fight because the clips that I saw was just from the fight, but they've done so much more to this. Fuck, I'm surprised. Surprised the stream hasn't gone down, to be honest. The music and everything. Hey, I enjoyed that. I thought that was good. I'd still take live action as a movie over this. I thought it was good. Except for the mention of Ahsoka at the beginning. See, I still think he should
I
have
know.
crushed shit in there. Done damage that is irreparable, and that's killed her. Not just lost the will to live. I don't like that. Jesus, they did the whole ending. Oh, they didn't. They took out the no. That's good, actually. No. Is that it? That's it. Well, there you go. There you go. Hey, I thought that wasn't too bad. Again, it is basically a pointless thing. You know, it doesn't add anything more. It doesn't take anything away. It's just animation. It's just Clone Wars animation of basically the end of Revenge of the Sith. That made me want to watch Revenge of the Sith. I might even do that tonight. I'll sit down and watch Revenge of the Sith, maybe. I'd say there was like when he says "I hate you," that there's definitely more behind it in the movie. Like I said, I think the best part of that was the fact that there wasn't chopping back to other scenes and other things, like with Palpatine and Yoda. But other than that, it was fine. It was fine. It's enjoyable. Good on them. What, they got 2 million views on it now? I'll give it a like. With 250,000 likes. Good job. I didn't like that beginning bit because, like, for me, I saw Greg mention in the chat, but, you know, having Ahsoka referenced, hey, it would have helped for continuity if that was actually a thing that they actually did in the movie, but it wasn't something that was in the movie. So they've just added that to try and help, like, fill a gap. So anyway, it was fine. It was good. Enjoyable. I'd still rather watch the movie over that. I already know what you think, Greg. It's fine. It is fine. All right, let's get rid of that tab. I still think that the fans know Star Wars better than anyone at Lucasfilm right now, including Dave Fathead cowboy hat wearing Filoni. God. All right, this came across my desk. Let's quickly just touch on this. So, John Wick director Chad Narnia prefers creating his own films over working with huge franchises, but still wants to take a swing at Star Wars. It's funny that these people, like, so, who was the other one? There was another one out there recently that said that they want to, you know, they wouldn't mind giving Star Wars a shot. I don't think these people really know what they're getting into, unless they do and they're happy to just toe the line. I mean, I don't think you're an activist enough. Maybe you are, and I just don't know. But, you know, you're no Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, who will make skin color and gender the most important thing in whatever you're making and whatever you're producing. Or when it comes to The Acolyte with Leslie Headland making, you know, queerness the most important thing that you're putting into this. You know, it's fine to have black actors or Asian actors or Latino actors playing these roles. It's fine to have women. It's fine to have queer people, I guess. I don't see the relevance in any of them, to be honest with you, in regards to why that's the important thing. But you can have them in there. And if you're telling a good story, well, then you're telling a good story. The funny thing is that the story shouldn't be relevant to that purpose, right? Like making somebody queer in the show just to be queer. Or having somebody black in there just because we need to have a black actor or a black character. The color of their skin or their gender or their sexuality or anything like that shouldn't have anything to do with the actual story. The story should be isolated from that. And if you've got those characters in there playing those roles, well, then it should be a bonus, essentially, to have a successful thing. But yeah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. Good to see you. And I did see Tris in here earlier. I see Christian. I saw all you guys. Sexy little wombat. Okay. I don't know if my face, if that's a compliment or not, being called a wombat. No, it's fucking joking. Benno, I see you. Yeah, all the people that came in while we were watching that. Thanks for stopping by. Darth Ghostface. Good to see you. But yeah, like I really don't think that these people really know what they're getting into. And if they do, well, then they're willing to toe the line, like I said. You know, it was like with Leslie Headland. Please, Queen Kathleen Kennedy, give me a job at Lucasfilm. Let me make a Star Wars show or a Star Wars movie. She got it, didn't she? Because she begged for it. Because she's got the right fucking politics. So these people, like this guy, Chad, who wants to take a swing at Star Wars, wouldn't mind taking a swing at Star Wars, even though, you know, doesn't like working on huge franchises. I don't know. Are you a fan of Star Wars? I mean, in saying that, you don't need to be a fan of Star Wars to make Star Wars. You've got to understand it, though. You've got to have some form of understanding. Oh, it's Darth Spampton. So, Darth Ghostface. This is Darth Spampton, now known as Darth Ghostface. Cool. Thank you for your 3-month member chat. Yeah. I mean, Star Wars is in such a bad spot, is in such a bad place. I don't even really know what to say. Like, John Wick 1 is definitely the best John Wick. I think John Wick 4 is by far the worst. I actually really don't like that movie. And that might be an unpopular opinion when it comes to the John Wick stuff. I just thought like the fight scenes, the action scenes that were in them, they went for like, I don't know, it's like a 3-hour movie or something. And I reckon there's 2 hours of just these long ass sequences, fight sequences. Now, I'm not saying that in the other movies there weren't like long fight sequences, but this seemed to be longer than any of the others. Better than Marvel? Better than Marvel. What, John Wick? John Wick 4? Probably is, but this is the thing. I've got no reference because I haven't really been watching anything Marvel. Darth Ghostface became a member, but dude, you just sent a member chat. Maybe you renewed your membership? Either way, thank you. Appreciate it. So yeah, look, like I said, I don't think that these people that ask for a job at Lucasfilm really know what they're getting into. And I don't think there's too many people that have actually walked away from doing Star Wars. I think the only one that I can think of that actually upgraded to Lore Master. I appreciate that. Top tier membership. There we go. It doesn't tell me there. Does it say over here? Yes, it does. It says upgraded to Lore Master. There you go. I appreciate it massively. That's awesome. What was I saying? So I keep rubbing my eyes because I've got the fan. It's so fucking hot right now. And the fan's there. And I think like it's either blowing like dust or fucking cat hair or something fucking straight at my face. Anyway, we're going to have a smoke. Let's see. I don't want to get into that just yet. Oh, actually, while I'm having smoke, let's talk about this. I can't remember what I was saying anymore, so we'll move on. It's before I do actually. What's funny is that the guy that made Andor isn't a Star Wars fan. Just actually came out and said that he never really liked Star Wars, but yet they give him an entire show to do. They give Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy an entire movie to do. Based on what? They give Leslie Headland a TV series. All these people that just don't give a fuck about Star Wars, don't give a fuck about the rules, the law. And when you've got Dave Filoni, who doesn't give a fuck about continuity, who's now at the inception phase of all of this stuff, that basically means that he's signing off on everything. As well as Kathleen Kennedy, obviously. They're sitting there side by side. I was going to say something really fucking rude. But they're sitting there side by side just playing with each other. Let me put it that way. Yep. To all of these fucking activists and fucking, that's it. And that is a very true statement. Former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein. What a person. What a person. All right. So Mike Hill sent me this, and I thought we could take a look because Star Wars Holocron has had Seal of the Week nominations. This Twitter account is definitely a Star Wars seal, Star Wars shill. They're one in the same, whatever you want to call them. So Baylan Skoll was chosen as our Character of the Year in our annual Star Wars Awards. Check out the other winners in our Star Wars Awards 2023 here. Let's So let's take a look. Let's take a look. The best of Star Wars 2023. Look at that. Look at that. For crap. So best comic was Hidden Empire. Now, does this have to do with like the High Republic? Something to do with Dr. Aphra and like Bounty Hunter series or something. I don't even know. I'm so not into the Disney Star Wars like books EU that they're doing, whatever they want to call it. That I don't even know what the fuck that is. The runner-up was Dr. Aphra and Bounty Hunters. The fan pick was Darth Vader. I heard that the Darth Vader comic that they came out with, or comic book series that they came out with, wasn't too bad, but I haven't heard that from anyone that I really trust. So who knows? Then the best book was The High Republic, Cataclysm. Okay. Again, so tapped out that I don't even know. And the runner-up was The High Republic, The Eye of Darkness. The fan pick was Inquisitor, Rise of the Red Blade. What a name. What a fucking name. Who's that cuck? You talking about this person? Who knows? It's the diversity hire. Had to make sure to get an Asian in there. Probably not even Asian. Best re-release Legends Project. Public Commando, sorry. High Contact. I haven't read the Republic Commando. Did I say Public Commando? Republic Commando. I haven't read that series, this book, anything. I'm currently on the X-Wing series. Which book am I on? I think it's book 4. Let me just take a quick peek. The Bacta Wars is the one that I'm on right now. The Bacta War. The previous book, book 3, I really liked that book. Really like that one. The best video game is Jedi Survivor. Now, okay. Okay, it's got to be. It's basically got to, because these are the awards for 2023. Did they come out with another game? There was only one game released in 2023, unless you want to count the mobile game. But the mobile game didn't come out in 2023 either. Jedi Survivor was disappointing. I've said this and I'll continue to say it because it's true. The gameplay is fun. It is. There's no denying that. To run around using force powers, run around using, your lightsaber, chopping people up, chopping up droids, all of that sort of thing. It's fun. It is. The story fell completely flat. The story was shit. And the fact that you're even playing as Cal Kestis, a Jedi survivor of Order 66, I'm getting so over how many Jedi survived Order 66. Palpatine failed. He failed his purge. Now, I've always got to say this too, because even in the EU, it's the case. But after Order 66, not every single Jedi was killed. There were survivors. But by the time we get to A New Hope, by the time we get to Star Wars, first movie, Vader had hunted them down and killed them. There shouldn't be any left. Obi-Wan, Yoda, Luke. That's all there should be. And it's funny to think that Dave Filoni is involved in doing that, creating Jedi survivors nonstop. Look at the Obi-Wan Kenobi series with all those lightsabers that were in that tunnel. All the survivors. Writing their names on the wall. Stupid. But, you know, there was a time when Dave Filoni knew that. And there's an interview out there with Freddie Prinze Jr. where apparently Freddie went to Dave and said to him, you know, we've got to kill off Kanan because there's got to be no survivors by A New Hope. And apparently Dave was in complete agreement. Didn't want to kill off Kanan because he liked his own characters, because he does. He loves his own characters. Did anyone? I've seen stuff being going around about that document that came out. I haven't really paid any attention to it. That's not my field to talk about. I'll listen to what people have to say and all that sort of thing, but I'm not getting into that. But yeah, I don't know if there was another game that came out in 2023, so it had to win Game of the Year, surely. Best toy, collectible, Darth Vader, Duels, and Black Series. So what, when he fights Obi-Wan in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series and gets his mask, that was the toy of the year. See, this is the thing. Okay, so for the Legends thing, there was no runner-up and there was no fan pick. Right? For this stuff, there's a runner-up and there's a fan pick. You know why? Because the Star Wars Holocron fucking website, channel, whatever it is all fucking Disney fucking shills. So, of course, they're going to vote for these things. But when it comes to Legends, we'll just pick one. When it comes to the games, well, for the games, there was no runner-up because there was no other game. The collectible. The fan pick was Nubs Plush. That's more evidence to me that the only people that fucking voted for their fucking little polls or whatever was fucking who picks a plush as a fucking a toy of the year. Jesus. Best performance was Ray Stevenson as Balin Skull. I'm trying to think now, is there a better performance? Like the performance... It was fine. It was fine. Who gets the runner-up? Oh, why am I not surprised? Natasha Lou fucking dumb bitch as Sabine. And the fan pick was Balin Skull, Ray Stevenson. Yeah, that's not saying much. You're right. That isn't saying much. What's the problem there? Well, there's no problem. He can praise it all he likes, and he can, if he's enjoying it, he can enjoy it. But it's certainly not Star Wars. It's so far removed from what Star Wars really is that they're praising not even a copy. They're praising garbage. In my eyes, anyway. Joshua, good to see you. It's all right, man. Don't stress. We only watched that fan thing of Revenge of the Sith, the animation. Best visual effects, Ahsoka. And this is the picture that they decided to use. It probably did. Out of everything that I watched, it probably did have the best visual effects. But yeah, Ahsoka was a garbage show. Absolute garbage show. And the fan pick was Ahsoka. Best Easter egg was Jar Jar Binks in The Mandalorian Season 3. Is there a runner-up? There is a runner-up. The Mortis statues in Ahsoka. Cool. And the fan pick was the Mortis statues in Ahsoka. New character of the year was Baylan. The runner-up was Shin. And the fan pick was Baylan. Character of the year was Baylan. The runner-up was Bo-Katan. And the fan pick was Baylan. Best TV episode, Star Wars Visions, Volume 2. Wow, in the stars. I never watched the Visions stuff. Never watched it. Who gets the runner-up here? The Bad Batch Season 2, The Outpost. That was one of the episodes I actually liked. That was probably the main episode that I liked. I think that was the one, I'm pretty sure that's the one where Crosshair comes across Mayday. And Mayday gets killed. Or Ahsoka Part 6, Far, Far Away. That's after the episode. So what was this for? Best TV episode. I'm surprised that episode 5 of Ahsoka didn't get it. The fan pick, though, was episode 5. The Shadow Warrior. Best show goes to Ahsoka. Of course it does. It was the worst show. It was one of the worst shows of the entire year. Who gets the runner-up? Bad Batch Season 2. And the fan pick is... They actually picked an episode, the fans. Episode 5. Best Star Wars moment was the Siege of Mandalore in Ahsoka, Episode 5. Grogu adopted. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to think of what that is. It's the best moment. Oh, man. Fucking episode 5. Season 3 of Mando is such a fucking blur. Oh, okay. So, all right. Sorry, I didn't even finish reading that. So when Grogu was named as Din Grogu, so like the very end, that was the runner-up for the best moment. And then Thrawn's entrance was the other runner-up. What was the fan moment? Anakin and Ahsoka in the World Between Worlds. Of course it was. True highlight of 2023, Daisy Ridley's return to Star Wars at Star Wars Celebration. Wow. We're going to talk about that soon too. The fan pick was Hayden Christensen's return as prequel era Anakin Skywalker. And that's it. That's it. Thank you for your picks of the year, fucking Star Wars Holocron, and your army, small army of shills. Where was Lizzo at? I agree. Where's Lizzo, Jack Black, and Doc Brown? Christopher, it should have all been there. Wasn't that one of the best moments? I fucking hate Baby Yoda too. Oh God. So there you go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 2023's highlights from Star Wars. Fuck, there was nothing in there that I thought was fucking any good. Nothing. All right. Let's get into the elephant in the room, shall we? And we're going to play Greg's favorite clip to get into it.
Put a chick in it and make it lame and gay.
Put a chick in it, make it lame and gay. So, I think over the last week or so, there's been a lot of news about Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy's Star Wars movie with Rey Skywalker, Palpatine. Now, it's crazy because there's been a lot of talk about this in the past from other things, other clips, and we're going to watch some of those now. But there's been a lot of talk about her and how she's not really a great fit, I think, for Star Wars. And that's my personal opinion. I think there's a lot of people out there that actually agree with what I'm saying, that actually agree with the fact that she shouldn't be doing anything to do with Star Wars. And this just goes to show how Disney Lucasfilm, has lost their way from being able to make any good Star Wars. It is all about the activism. It's making sure that the only requirements that you need right now to make Star Wars is to either not be a Star Wars fan and hate the IP, or you've got to be an activist and a woman, and preferably a woman of color. So this clip has obviously been going around. She did an interview on CNN. Let's just watch it.
Also the first woman and the first person of color to direct a Star Wars film. It's set to be released in 2026. You can say...
Now, first of all, there's a lot of people out there that are making the argument that obviously the first woman and the first woman of color to direct a Star Wars film, I think they're like, okay, yes, maybe a film, right? But it's not the first woman or first woman of color to direct anything to do with Star Wars. You got Deborah Chow. You've got, you've now got Leslie Headland, a queer woman. You've now got, you've had Bryce Dallas Howard. And that's just in the Star Wars era. And obviously you've had Kathleen Kennedy at the helm. Right? But even when George Lucas owned Star Wars, there were women involved in Star Wars. So whatever. This is the narrative they want to push.
Hey,
so why is that important? Why is it the most important thing to publicize and promote about this movie? I don't get it. It's stupid. It's a stupid narrative. I'm getting over it. Everybody else is getting over it.
But the force is strong with this one.
No, it's not.
Here's Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy.
You know, I'm very thrilled about the project because I think what we are about to create is something very special. And we're in 2024 now. And I think it's about time that we had a woman come forward to shape the story in a galaxy far, far away.
Did you forget about Kathleen Kennedy? She's been shaping the story of the galaxy far, far away for 12 years. The writer's room is what, more than 50% female? So it's about time. Okay. I think it's about time these people shut their fucking mouths. So moving on, this is actually the main, like, this was out ages ago. This was at some woman's fucking conference meeting. I don't even fucking know what it was. What does it say? Women in the world. Okay. We've talked about this before. We talked about this when this clip first sort of hit and came out. But I think there was something that I forgot to point out in this. And let's just play this out and I'll give you my thoughts on it.
What is the balance of activating a force for change, but also trying to permeate that patriarchy, that power structure? And is that a part of the calculation of your art as well? And what's been the reaction to that?
Oh, absolutely. I like to make men uncomfortable.
Well, if you're allowed to say that, I like to make women uncomfortable. Through everything that I do, I like to make women uncomfortable. Is that okay to say? I'm going to make a Star Wars movie, and I'm going to make all the women feel uncomfortable. Is that all right?
I enjoy making men uncomfortable.
Well, I enjoy making women uncomfortable. Is that okay to say? You sexist piece of shit. Jon Stewart's a retard in himself. He's a little cucked little bitch too. But I don't know what makes it okay for these fucking retards out there. They're allowed to be as sexist as they want to be because they're black women. I like making men uncomfortable. I like, that's what drives me, making men uncomfortable. Well, okay. If I was making a Star Wars movie and I was promoting that movie and saying that my intention behind making this movie is to make you women out there, all you female fans of Star Wars, I want to make you feel uncomfortable because you deserve it. Let's see how that goes.
Not you, just not.
Not you, because you're already a little bitch.
Not you. Not you.
Point taken. Point taken.
But, it is important to be able to look into the eyes of a man and say, I am here.
Well, it's important for me to look in the eyes of a woman and say, I am here.
And recognize that.
And
recognize that I am working to bring something that makes you uncomfortable, and it should make you uncomfortable.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to make something to make sure that you feel uncomfortable and make you uncomfortable, and that's important. That's what's important. I'm going to make you feel as uncomfortable as possible. All you women, female Star Wars fans, all you women in the industry, I'm going to make you feel uncomfortable. I see a complete double standard here, because if she was a dude and she was saying what I was just saying, she would be raked over the coals, fired, never to get a job in the industry ever again. So what makes it okay for her to say this bullshit? I mean, Jon Stewart started it all with the fucking, oh, we're subverting the patriarchy and all this kind of stuff. You're a dumb cunt.
Because you need to change your attitude. And it's only when you're uncomfortable, when you're...
No. You need to change your attitude. You need to change your attitude. You need to change the way you think.
Shifty, when you have to have difficult conversations, that you will perhaps look at yourself in the mirror and not like the reflection. And then say, maybe there is something wrong with the way I think, or maybe there is something wrong with the way I am addressing this issue.
I think she needs to look in the mirror. She's a sexist. 100%. She hates men, and that's what qualifies her good enough to make Star Wars. Now, I'm not saying that Star Wars is a male, thing. It is predominantly male. You know, I've seen Nina Infinity out there on Twitter biting back at this, and then people biting back at her. I've seen Anna out there talking about this. These are female Star Wars fans. They were always, but they liked Star Wars for the exact same reasons everybody else likes Star Wars. It had nothing to do with the patriarchy. It had nothing to do with the fact that there were male heroes. There are female heroes. This is such a bullshit narrative. And I find it disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Because like I said, if any male director was to come out and say my actual intention behind making this movie, whether it be Star Wars or not, whatever it is, but my intention behind it is to make all the women out there uncomfortable because they need to change their way of thinking. How disgusting. How disgusted would you be if a man said that? So what makes it okay for a woman to say that on the opposite gender? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. If a male says it, it's a cancelable offense. If a female says it, it gets a round of applause. You heard it. When it's the first thing that she fucking says.
And what's been the reaction to that?
Oh, absolutely. I like to make men uncomfortable. I enjoy making men uncomfortable.
Claps and laughter. If it was a man, he'd be fucked. So, based on that premise, this isn't okay. But this is who Kathleen Kennedy wants. And to all those fucking idiots out there that still think that Kathleen Kennedy has no control, or thinks that this Rey Star Wars movie isn't going to happen, or think that the Acolyte is just some tax write-off, you're fucking delusional. Mike Hill for 5 says, who's worse, Rian Johnson dividing the fan base or Sharmeen making us uncomfortable? Oh, man. Oh, Jesus. Rian Johnson is worse for oh, no, man, that's really hard. See, Sharmeen disgusts me. As a human being, she is disgusting. Like, absolutely disgusting. Rian Johnson ruined Star Wars in regards to lore, continuity, ruined characters, and then fucking flipped the bird to the fans that criticized him for it. They're both on a very similar level, but like, Sharmeen makes me physically sick with the crap that comes out of her mouth. I don't know how to answer that. They're both just as fucking bad as each other. They're both just as disgusting as each other. Grizzy did a nice little edit. Great Grizzy. Let's take a look.
I like to make men uncomfortable. I enjoy making men uncomfortable.
Well, I can change that in a hurry.
Look at the joy that she's got on her face when she says it.
I like to make men uncomfortable. I enjoy making men uncomfortable.
Disgusting. Fucking disgusting. Anna put this out. I only just saw it before. I don't know if I've seen this before. I haven't watched it yet. This is the woman, Kathleen Kennedy, handpicked to direct the next Star Wars movie. It's doomed. Let's take a listen to this one.
I think at the heart of everything, I am a storyteller and an activist. And
when you promote yourself as an activist, straight off the bat, like, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
my body of work over the last 20 years has been guided by my activism, and every single piece of work that I've ever created has a piece of activism in it. It could be very overt or it could be covert, but it is there. And I think that as a storyteller, I'm not sure if all of you know this, but I'm not a trained filmmaker. So I never went to film school. I went to Smith College and did my undergraduate and studied economics and political science like a good Pakistani girl. And then I did my graduate studies, but also in international politics. And so I am an accidental filmmaker.
Wow. Wow. What qualifies her to make fucking Star Wars? She just said that she overtly or covertly puts her activism into her storytelling. Now, she hasn't done any storytelling. She's done fucking what's the word I'm looking for? She's a documentarian, right? She's done those and she's won awards for them. Good for you. She's not a filmmaker. I see you, Flash. I'll send it to you. Anna, it's on Anna's. Anna shared this. But man, what qualifies her to make fucking Star Wars? Nothing. She wasn't in film school. She did nothing. The three clips that I have just shown you, this one from CNN, the one from the Woman of the World or whatever it was, fucking with Jon Stewart, and this one absolutely disgusts me. It disgusts me that she's got any involvement in Star Wars, and it just goes to show that all you need to have to qualify to go and make a Star Wars film, one of the biggest IPs to ever exist, is to be an activist and to be a woman, and preferably to be a woman of color. You know, and it's really funny that there's a lot of people out there still praising Dave Filoni, right? A lot of people still praising Dave Filoni for his garbage. But he got up in front of the women's conference and basically parroted the same fucking shit that this Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy bitch is saying. We put a female lead in a Star Wars movie. Oh, how unfair. People think that Dave Filoni is loyal to George Lucas, where he has come out himself and said that George wanted Ahsoka dead. And I've always been in the Ahsoka lives camp. This bitch is no fucking savior. What a piece of shit. And Greg makes a great point here in saying that he is involved now in the inception phase of all of these fucking projects. So he is right on board with doing this fucking bullshit activism Star Wars movie with Rey Palpatine as the lead. Yes, another female lead in a Star Wars movie. So that's where we are right now with Star Wars. That's where we are right now with Star Wars. I am disgusted, completely and utter fucking disgust for this bitch that's come into my favorite IP and decided to say that we now need, like, it's, you know, we're now in 2024. It's about time we had female. Like, what the fuck? We've had the Force is female for 10 years. We've had female leads. We've had females behind the scenes. And I'm going to say, not that there's anything fucking wrong with that, but it starts with the fucking story. But this is the thing. The females that they're employing aren't the females that are going to do a good fucking story. They're the activists. They're the queers. They want to project their bullshit lives into Star Wars somehow. Like Leslie Headland. You saw Star Wars Celebration. Oh, tell me a little bit about your character. Yes, she's a strong woman. Yes, Queen, yes. That's how they promote this crap. Because they think that that's what people fucking care about. Absolutely fucking disgusting. Because it's like I said, how would Hollywood feel if I was put on a project, a Star Wars project, a Star Wars movie, and I said my one and only and the most important thing for me to make sure that I want to push is to make all the women uncomfortable. That's my intention. I'm an activist. I've got no credits when it comes to storytelling, when it comes to filmmaking. I never went to film school. But my intention is to make all the women feel uncomfortable. What a disgusting human being. Disgusting fucking human being. And you know, it's really good to see a lot of people out there, and not just men, not just the man babies. It's awesome to see the majority of the fucking fan base come out and say, this is bullshit. That's right. If they don't like it, they need to look in the mirror. Let's see. Mr. Grant Gregory for 17 months. Excuse me. Says, roll your dog. Guess I got another month of membership. Well, 17 months. It's fucking a long time, man. If only I could remember my banking password. Anyways, congrats on you and Theories coming, upcoming nuptials. Are you going traditional Greek wedding? Shut the fuck up, Grant. Fuck you, man. Mike Hill, let's see. Mike Hill for 5. Oh, we've already got that one. And Mega Jetty 1, MJ1 Media for 2. Activist, question mark. More like hacktivist, that's right. Go hack trees. Well, Lucasfilm right now, it's just... Thank you, Mega Jetty. Thanks for the super chats, guys. Does anybody think that fucking they can turn a corner here? Does anybody think that they want to turn a corner here? They think that what they're doing is great. They think that what they're doing is fucking Star Wars. Now, we'll have to wait and see what she comes up with in this fucking Rey movie. But nobody's looking forward to seeing Rey again. Except for the SEALs. Jacob and stuff like that. Star Wars Holocron. Dan. Saya, whatever the fuck her name is. Like, they're the ones that are looking forward to it. And all the people that you see in Grizzy's videos. The ones sitting there just seal clapping their way through it, not really asking questions and not really making any sense of what's actually going on in their heads. Excuse me a second, guys. Let me just check something here. Oh, we're all good. So that has been the major news for Star Wars for the beginning of 2024. That's the beginning of 2024. And the news that we get for Star Wars is Sharmeen talking basically about how much she hates men. Hey, you can hate men all you like. You can hate them if you really hate them. But when it comes to actually storytelling, when it comes to actual, like, you know, making a movie in a galaxy or in an IP or in a franchise that is basically predominantly men that enjoy it, to say what she's saying, it's a fucking joke. Hey, don't worry, it's already here. It's already here with the Acolyte. It's already here with the Acolyte. Let me move those out of here. I'm going to get rid of that. I don't need to talk about that. That's silly. All right. So, shifting gear a little bit. There was a little clip that was released from Echo. Now, again, I'm so tapped out of Marvel. The most stuff that I see when it comes to Marvel is either watching other YouTubers' videos on it or seeing whatever it is that I see on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. First look at Daredevil versus Echo fight. It's got a fire emoji because this is the Daredevil updates Twitter page. Let's just watch this, and there's a few moments that I just want to really talk about. Even just there, those two first punches, like the choreography in new entertainment, especially coming out of Disney. I mean, we've talked about the choreography of lightsaber fights and stuff like that in a lot of the Star Wars stuff that's been coming out and how trash they've been, right? But, like, just look at I'm going to slow it down for a second. Let's go 50%. Okay, that first punch, we're going to go even slower. That first punch, it's like she's hit him, but it's nowhere near him. Like, you can almost see daylight between bat and ball. Look at the face. Looks like she's crying. You know what that first punch reminds me of? Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber baseball bat when he goes to save Leia at Fortress Inquisitoris or whatever the fuck it is. Anyway, let's go back to normal speed. Now, he's got those pipes, right? Like, he's hitting her legs. He's, like, hitting her fucking... Just hit her in the side there. Isn't that breaking some bones? Surely. Like, okay, that move there, where she slides down to the floor. I got to slow that down. Hang on a second. Kick. Look him wave his arms. There's like an extra little bit in there. Slides down to the floor. Broken leg. Does she just have that look on her face the whole time? It's almost like the Mr. Grant Gregory look from the Full Aussie stuff, the Full Aussie intros. Yeah, this is the other thing too. She fires that shot there. That's a shotgun. Some pellets are gonna fucking hit him, aren't they? I'm sorry, but this is just really bad. He ducks her going for a gun. He ducks her that gun that she grabs from up there. Like, watch him. That was shit. And this is the other thing too with this is like, look, let's face facts here. Women are predominantly weaker than men. Most men, if you were to get in a fist fight, like a woman and a man get in a fist fight, Majority of the time, the woman's not going to be standing after a few hits. And again, like even when she goes to kick him and he's got his bat and he hits his bat on her leg, like surely, unless those bats are fucking hollow, even still, that's it's a stretch to say that there's no broken bones in there. At least a fracture. Misogyny, you can call it that. I'm sorry, but biological fucking facts are what they are. But Mara shared this, and I thought we're going to just take a look. I love the first Raid movie. Got it here. I love that. I honestly don't even think I've ever watched the second one. But let's check out the choreography from this fight. Smaller. Already it looks so much fucking better. So much better. This is the other thing too. You got to remember, this is a film. Like, if you fuck up in the choreography, like there were so many fuck ups in that Echo fight, reshoot it. Do it again. 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 Do it again until it looks like it's real. I mean, I'm sorry, but there were so many moments in that fight between Daredevil and Echo that actually looked completely fake. That first punch that I showed you, it's like she goes to punch and it comes in and it's like she doesn't hit him, but it's like her fist almost bounces off his side. Hey, Star Wars Marvel purist, good to see you. Okay, that looks sick. That looked sick. I want to see that again, actually. Looked real. So good. See the difference? Both Raid films are top tier. I'm going to have to watch the second one. I love in the first one where he's fighting in the hallway and the guy, and he smashes his head against the wall like 3 times as he's falling down. 3 or 4 times. Yeah, like it's as Mara said in her tweet here, it's not even close. The choreography, in nearly everything that Disney does right now is really fucking bad. It is. Lightsaber fights, fucking Marvel fights. I don't know who they're getting, and I don't know where all this money is going that they're spending on all of these projects. But far out. Absolute garbage. Kitchen is going to get ruined. It's true, it is. But yeah, I saw this too, and I thought this is from Daredevil updates as well. Let's take a look at what he has to say about this Echo show.
I think that while I was doing Echo, I realized that there's a tone in Echo, a mature kind of tone, where I believe that my character is presented best in. And I felt...
Well, you would think that. You created it. You know, you would want to think that the work that you've done is good. Unfortunately, based on that very short clip that I saw, obviously this guy isn't involved in the choreography of it, but you can at least hire somebody that can do good choreography. Fuck, hire the dude that did the choreography for the Raid fucking movies.
Like, the reason why I recognized that is because while we were performing it, I realized that whether the audience had ever seen when they...
He's in it, is he? Okay.
Watch it, whether they have ever seen the original Daredevil or not, they're gonna get that same feeling as they did in Daredevil when I first come on screen. They're going to feel uneasy about him, and I think that works. I think Fisk works best in that kind of...
Fisk.
I think
so. He's happy with his role, I guess. And it's a mature tone. And from what I've heard about the Daredevil series, if he thinks that this Echo show is going to have the same effect and the same tone as Daredevil, again, based on what I've seen from both, I disagree. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Good to see you there, dude. So that's a little bit of shit to do with Marvel. Don't know what we're going to really expect from it, to be honest. And then we've got this. So we've got some more leaked footage. Now, I don't know whether or not it's real or not. I'm assuming that it is. It doesn't look like there's anything in there that would make me think that it's not real, but who knows? Someone got some footage of Douchepool 3. Let's take a look. We're going to get rid of the music. Now, obviously, with a fight between these two, there's going to be some CGI added into it. When I first saw this and first heard about this, as we all did, I did have a little bit of excitement. That excitement's been tempered. I'm not as excited for this anymore. And it's one of those things where I really don't know what to... It's annoying because I really don't know what to do anymore when it comes to this stuff. when it comes to watching Marvel, when it comes to watching Star Wars. I'm not letting Star Wars go. I'm not letting these fucking activists take over it so easily without my criticism of it. Marvel, I've been able to let that go a lot easier. And, you know, even though every now and then with Marvel, like I said earlier in the stream, you do get a diamond in the rough here and there. I don't even know whether or not I'm even interested in seeing those anymore. I certainly won't be going to the theaters to see this. If anything, I might get a free ticket from Flash. Just so we can talk about it on Flashcast or something like that. But I just don't know what to expect anymore. I wish they had have just left Logan as the end for Wolverine in that sort of thing. If they're going to do a reboot or they're going to start doing new stories or whatever with Wolverine, I would have hoped that they would have recast. I have a feeling the reason why Hugh Jackman's in the suit, like this suit, and it's so, like, you know, people were talking about the sleeves and all of that sort of thing, is because he's older now and he can't shed the way he was when he actually played Wolverine. I think it would have just been better to recast. But of course, they're trying to use that nostalgia, and that's the thing that scares me with it. They're trying to use the nostalgia of having Wolverine, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, in there to feed this film. And it probably will. It's probably going to be enough to have this movie make money and all of that sort of thing. And we're obviously yet to see whether or not it's a good story or not, whether or not it's a good movie or not. But I don't know. My excitement was high for this. It's not as high as it was back then anymore. Hey, I said no volume. See, like, even the way Hugh, I don't even know if that's him or whether or not that's a stunt guy, but just the way he's moving, unless they're just practicing, like they're not actually filming this, they're just practicing their choreography. Maybe. Which good, at least they're fucking practicing their choreography if that's what this is. Unlike what it looked like they did with fucking Echo. Anyway. So that got leaked. They seem to be leaking a lot of shit from this Deadpool set. Let's get rid of that. All right. Let's do this and watch Melvin's Sparrow Files. So it seems to be a little bit of a shorter stream today, although this video that we're about to watch is 33 minutes long. It's the longest Sparrow Files yet, because even the one that he released today, 6 hours ago, is only 31 minutes long. So the one that we're watching is the longest one. Okay. Where's my thing?
I'm all the Jedi.
All right. Seal of the week, ladies and gentlemen. I see the seal emojis in the chat. Very nice. Thank you, members. The first nominee for this week is Saya. I never know if I say her name right. Been nominated plenty of times before. Says the amount of people who feel threatened by one woman directing a Star Wars film when the previous 11 were all directed by men. Has there been 11? Oh, yeah, I guess with all the offshoot things. When the previous 11 were directed by men, show just how powerful women are. Imagine that, scared of cooties in the year 2024. I know that Anna and Nina responded to this. Yeah, big Disney shill, big Disney seal. And this is obviously all of the Obaid-Chinoy shit. So there's your first nominee, guys. Second is Jacob. Pretty much on the same subject. Dropping a casual, friendly reminder to everyone getting unnecessarily angry and upset about this quote. Just because a franchise doesn't age with you, is that a quote? You haven't quoted it. And who said this? Just because a franchise doesn't age with you or go in a direction that you particularly envisioned does not make it bad. Okay. Thank you, Jacob, for your stupid take. Then we've got Dan. Now, this is a little bit different. My Star Wars live-action lightsaber duel tier list. Let's take a look. At his peak level, he's got Empire Strikes Back. No, Return of the Jedi, sorry, and Empire Strikes Back. He's got The Last Jedi. And then he's got the Duel of the Fates. I kind of agree with those those three there. This one, not so much. This is another actual example of really, really bad choreography. Really bad choreography. Then in very good, he's got Rey and Kylo, Rey and Kylo, Rey and Kylo, Vader and Obi-Wan from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, Luke's projection across the galaxy with Kylo Ren at the end of The Last Jedi, and A New Hope between Obi-Wan and Vader. I'd put that one in there. These would all go down to no thanks. All right is the fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin on Mustafar, and Palpatine and Yoda at the end of Revenge of the Sith. Then he's got all right between the fight at the end of Rise of Skywalker. Then he's got Sabine and Shin. He's got Obi-Wan and Grievous, Qui-Gon and Maul, and Baylan and Ahsoka in the all right category. Then in the category, we've got, is that Dooku and Anakin? The beginning of Revenge of the Sith. We've got the Shin and Sabine second fight. We've got the Dooku Yoda fight from Attack of the Clones. Now that looks like Obi-Wan and what's this fight? That looks like, oh, hang on. That's their first fight from Obi-Wan. That's their second fight from Obi-Wan. Jesus. And then in No Thanks, he's got Dooku and Anakin in Attack of the Clones, and Mace and obviously that's not Mace there, but this is the Mace Palpatine fight under No Thanks. Wow, what a tier list. Absolute garbage. Thank you, Dan, for your contribution to this week's Seal of the Week with your shitty takes. Can't believe he's got this fight in peak. peak garbage. That's what it is. And then we've got this. If you say this isn't cool as fuck, you're lying. That looks so bad. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with these people. It's not cool as fuck at all. It's fucking dumb as fuck. Anyway, there are your four nominees for this week's Seal of the Week. Let's put the poll in the chat and let the chat decide. Fucking hell. Now, I'm going to start recording who wins Seal of the Week. So when we get to the end of the year, we can culminate the votes and see who actually wins from the amount of times they win Seal of the Week. They get Seal of the Year. All right. Poll should be in the chat. Get your votes in, ladies and gentlemen. So number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Make your selection. I got no super chats there. Let me just check my Streamlabs real quick. You seem to be fine there. All right. Now, as we do, I'm going to bring this up. Fucking great. Knights of Melbourne. Now, I'm going to put his link to his channel in the chat. A couple of times there. All right. So, as we know, we've been tracking the Sparrow Files. It started. Now, the second one we didn't watch together. So we watched the first one together. We didn't watch the second one together. We did then watch the third one together. And after I got 100% confirmation and everything that Melvin was completely fine with me watching this on stream, we've decided to now just continue watching. So the one that we missed was this one. If you haven't watched them, I highly, 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 highly recommend that you start from episode 1, basically, and go through and watch them. But he is documenting this Cameron Pasha Sparrow bullshit down like you wouldn't believe. Like you would not believe. Now, the reason why I was really excited for this one is because of that dumb bitch that's in the thumbnail. However, we are going to do it in order. This guy's got a dumb cunt. You know, DC, dumb cunt, in the thumbnail as well. So we're going to watch the one from 12 days ago, the one that we probably should have watched on last week's stream, despite the fact that we didn't do it last week. And then next week, we're going to watch this one. And I don't know how many episodes Melvin is doing for this, but we will keep following it. So we'll probably be a week behind. I'm sure there are people out there that are tracking it and watching it and moving forward with it as they're coming out. But we're going to follow it in order from here on out. And the next one that we're going to watch is basically episode 4, which is this one here.
But they only made it worse.
Pause. We got good volume. See that? I've already smashed the like button. All right. But I do want to point out, I watched that first little bit and I'm like, no, we need to watch this on stream. All right, here we go. Fuck, I need another drink though before we start. This is 30 minutes, guys. 30 minutes. So we're going to, I'm just going to bring that down so there's no echo on the clip that I play. All right, I'm just going to play this one because it's 55 minutes long. 55 minutes, 55 seconds long. I was going to play the Mozza Farts, but that's only 32 seconds. So we're going to play this one, and I'll see you in just a minute.
You'd better put a chick in it. And make it fucking gay as fuck.
Going somewhere?
And I want it lame!
Put her on a path of her own choosing, so that no matter which direction she takes, we'll always be one step ahead of her.
What?
That is so lame!
All right. I got my fresh beverage. Let's watch the Sparrow Files.
It was pure bliss. It was the happiest I ever felt in my life.
Viper.
For 2 hours, I wasn't thinking about the heat, the Viet Cong. I was in a galaxy far, far away.
You loved the movie.
I went back and saw it every day for 2 months. Then, when there was news of sequels, I became excited for those and watched those many times at the cinema.
Did you also like the prequels?
Yes, I loved the prequels just as much.
What did you think of the Disney movies?
I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was like I was in Vietnam all over again, hearing the screams from my mother as the Viet Cong chopped her life away. Everything I loved about Star Wars was destroyed.
Did you watch The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker?
I did continue to watch those films, hoping they'd be different, that they'd fix what came previously, but they only made it worse.
And that led you to Star Wars YouTubers.
YouTubers like Overlord DVD promised the sequel trilogy was going to get retconned, saving Star Wars, but that wasn't the case. It wasn't until I came across your videos on him that I saw Doomcock for what he was, a liar.
Hack.
That took me to an even darker place. I wanted more Star Wars, but Disney Star Wars was not Star Wars.
Overlord DVD, known as Dictor Van Doomcock, is a fraud. In 2023, he started having Cameron Pasha on the channel as a regular.
Yep.
Together, they push the agenda of Sparrow, which has been exposed in the previous videos of the Sparrow Files. To summarize Doomcock's con, it started with the Rise of Skywalker. He famously really grew his channel then, talking about how the production was a disaster. He provided many details and rumors of what was going on in this production, and people gravitated toward it, giving him the reputation of a credible YouTuber. However, the only thing he was right about was the movie was terrible. When you go back and review everything he said, all the rumors he presented,
I just want to say, like, it was actually those original Doomcock videos that led me to Melvin. He tore fucking Doomcock to pieces. Especially with the original Doomcock was right when it came to the rumors of I think it was the Rise of Skywalker. If you haven't watched those videos from Melvin, I highly recommend that you watch those as well. Actually exposes Doomcock for the fucking hack and fraud that he actually is.
it was all bullshit. none of it happened.
The film is essentially about broadcasting the story of Luke Skywalker to everyone in the galaxy. Episode 9 involves time travel. This has been acknowledged and is now well known. Sheev says, execute Order 67 through a hologram, exactly as I reported. The Millennium Falcon gets blown up. Leia, Lando, Chewie, 3PO, and R2-D2
All
die.
lies.
Even after the script leaked in September 2019, he continued to make up fake rumors about the production, reshoots, emergency CGI, and multiple cuts. One of those cuts, the George Lucas cut. This led into his next arc, the Lucasfilm Civil War. He made
the George Lucas cut is still being fucking cut, by the way.
Several videos about the power struggle within the company, which would ultimately lead to the firing of Kathleen Kennedy, something he said was going to happen several times over the course of 2 years.
According to this rumor, obtained directly from sources with direct knowledge of the production, Kathleen Kennedy has been banned from the Mandalorian set, and more, I am informed that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are in the process of seizing control of Lucasfilm. If Kennedy has been banned from the Mandalorian set, this suggests not only a loss of power for Kennedy, but an actual state of hostility inside Lucasfilm that could be characterized as civil war.
The whole Civil War rumor, like, this was so that they could, that these people like Doomcock and Stephanie Genesack and, you know, I was about to say Sparrow and Cameron Pasha and stuff like this could sit there and say that what they're doing now is actually good Star Wars. Like The Mandalorian was good Star Wars. And the funny thing is that through those rumors or through these bullshit sources, that got some of the people that thought that Lucasfilm sucked, right, and everything back on board with things like The Mandalorian Season 1 and stuff like that. Like, if you remember, Mandalorian Season 1 crossed over with the release of The Rise of Skywalker. So, like, that was a disaster, but this was, like, a whole thing. And the funny thing is that, like, these people say that they're fans of Star Wars where, like, I had criticisms, personally, I had criticisms of The Mandalorian back, Mando Season 1, that were similar criticisms to what I had with the sequel trilogy, but yet they were okay because it was John and Dave and the Civil War thing. People, you know, they believed it and they wanted to believe it. Anyway.
Even declared a winner of the Lucasfilm Civil War, Jon Favreau.
The Lucasfilm Civil War was real, and it appears that Jon Favreau has won that war.
Oh, hang on. I got to go back to this picture for a second. When we
even declared a winner of the Lucasfilm Civil War, Jon Favreau.
The Lucasfilm Civil War was real, and it appears that Jon Favreau.
How many men do you see on that screen? I don't see a man at all. Even this fucking dumb cunt here, right? But like, when we just being told by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy that like it's about time in 2024 that we have women leading these stories? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 women on the screen right now. Sorry, I see 5 women and a little bitch on the screen right now.
Has won that war. And regarding the end of Kennedy's tenure and the existence of the Lucasfilm Civil War, it appears once again that hashtag Doomcock was right.
Bullshit.
How exactly did he win? If you've seen the Book of Boba Fett and Mando Season 3, that doesn't look like winning to me. And most importantly,
I'm sorry, Melvin, but Mando Season 1 and 2 you could put in there as well.
The highly anticipated expiration of Kathleen Kennedy's contract came and went. She wasn't fired. Her contract was renewed. The sequel trilogy still exists in canon, something that Doomcock hinted is going to get erased, and that is something that Cameron Pasha is still pushing on his Patreon. Doomcock predicted Han Solo would make his CGI debut in the Book of Boba Fett finale. When it didn't happen, he didn't admit he was wrong. He blamed reshoots.
Yeah.
I know that Han Solo was in there. This episode was incoherent and disjointed, and I think the effect of patchwork quilt reshoots and desperate re-editing was evident. Oh, I was right, but they did reshoots.
He's even defending himself in the comments. As far as my sources go, I think this disjointed and incoherent episode proves that they were spot on. That Disney was editing and reshooting this mess up to the end. When Doomcock's sources are questioned, he has Star Wars meltdowns.
Yeah, he does.
He becomes a total Karen and whines and cries. People need to believe him in order to continue his con, because his perceived validity is everything. That takes us to March 2023. Cameron Pasha had appeared on the channel before a few times, but this time they met with a bigger plan in mind. Doomcock in his videos is always saying,
I cannot independently verify what I'm about to tell you. I must present this information as unverified rumor.
And these rumors, you need to
please take it with a grain of salt.
Even though he has his own way of boosting his fake rumors,
Doomcock was right. Once again, Doomcock was right. More proof comes out that hashtag Doomcock was right. I cannot independently verify unverified rumor. Hashtag Doomcock was right. Please take it with a grain of salt. Unverified rumor, grain of salt. Rumor, right. Grain of salt. Once again, Doomcock was right. Rumor, right. Doomcock right. Rumor, Doomcock right. Rumor, Doomcock right.
Oh, Melvin was right.
Despite this con being very effective, it's limited. Why have one clown push rumors when you can have two? That's where Cameron Pasha comes in.
And we are on with my friend, my brother, my ally in the war to save pop culture, Cameron Pasha. And as it turns out, once again, we are in sync, amazingly in sync. I had released a video yesterday concatenating a whole bunch of Indy 5 information that had come flooding in. In that was a part about Kathleen Kennedy being called in to talk to Iger. And then I got a message from my friend Cameron here that basically confirmed what I had said, and then posted some more detail from his contact Sparrow on his Patreon. And so we are here today to add more depth to this conversation, some more analysis, and I guess to pat ourselves on the back for being correct in a lot of ways.
Now with this alliance, Doomcock can make anything up. Cameron can come in with his Sparrow update saying the same thing, and with two sources saying the same thing, the audience assumes that it's truthful and they are duped. The reason Doomcock and Cameron are saying the same story is because Doomcock and Cameron are working together, purposely deceiving the audience for financial gain.
Since we cannot personally verify this, I am presenting the following conversation as rumor and conjecture only, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt. Pat ourselves on the back for being correct. Rumor and conjecture only. Rumors that are seemingly being validated more and more every day. Rumor.
It's funny, like he's making a great point here through this edit that they say that it's rumor, take it with a grain of salt. We can't, it's conjecture only. We can't independently verify, but pat ourselves on the back because we were right. Like, this is the thing. How many sources, and I've said this before, how many sources need to verify that what your rumor is correct before it stops becoming rumor? And this is like, how can you say that Doomcock was right on a rumor that there's no evidence to say there's nothing. They can't prove it. Anyway.
Correct. Rumor validated. Rumor correct. Rumor validated. Rumor correct. Rumor validated. Rumor validated.
Now you may be wondering, you said Cameron is a Disney shill. He's a psyop. Why is Doomcock working with him? Doomcock is falsely known as being a badass in the Star Wars fandom. He doesn't want Disney to fail.
What makes your channel and what makes this panel different is that we all love the underlying material. We don't hate. We're not coming from a place of hate. We're coming from a place of love, and we're hoping it gets better. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Is it going to get better?
We're hoping it gets better.
That's what I'm hoping. You know, a lot of people think that I hate Disney, that I hate Lucasfilm, and no, I hate what they're doing. I hate that they have fallen so far from their mission statement. And listen, I would love nothing better than for Disney to return to sanity, to go ahead and start producing good quality family entertainment again.
So he doesn't hate Lucasfilm, doesn't hate Disney. He wants them to do better.
Hey, speak of the devil. Yo, Melvin, man, I got to say, dude, from what we've watched, and we did miss one, and we've gone back and watched this one. I don't know if you've been here the whole time. I did see the one that you dropped today, and I really want to watch that one because I saw Stephanie Janisek's photo in the thumbnail. But we are a week behind. Dude, the work that you've done on this Sparrow Files is unbelievable. Like, I thought that I don't watch Doomcock, I don't watch Cameron Pasha or anything like that. And I thought, like, I kind of, through the grapevine, sort of hear things and know what's going. You've gone so deep into this that there's shit that's even blowing my mind. And fucking great job, dude. But yeah, like, this is crazy. Crazy shit. I hate Disney. I'm proud and happy to say that I fucking hate Disney. I hate what they've done to Star Wars. I hate what they've done to the MCU. I hate what they did with Indiana Jones. I hate Disney. Now, if they come out with something good, I'll give them credit where credit is due. But there has not been much, if anything, that Disney has done that makes me want to give them any sort of praise or makes me think that they're turning a corner and doing any better or going to do any better. And Melvin, you're doing a fucking brilliant job, dude. Yeah. Well, see, there's Flash. Disney made me hate Star Wars. The company, how does that work? How does a slam dunk, something that was so easy to do, and they come in and they make people hate things that they used to love? Crazy.
Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth. This guy has the biggest anti-Disney Star Wars channel on the platform. And he's fucking sucking their dick.
Yep.
I want them to do better. I don't hate them, you guys. I don't hate Disney. I want them to do better.
Make wonderful things, and I will support you again. Everyone will support you again.
He will support Disney again.
Well, some people are just too angry to ever support you again. But look, I think we need to...
I'm too angry to support Disney again. Come on, guys. Subscribe to Communist Plus again. They're losing all the subscriptions. This guy's the future ruler of Earth. Fuck him. He's a goddamn Disney shill.
My channel as trying to save pop culture, not just bitch about it. And
I'm trying to save pop culture, you guys, not just bitch about it. Hey, I was right about those rumors. Sparrow. Cameron, what do you have to say about Sparrow?
From the center of the earth, this is Victor Van Doomcock with my friend Cameron Pashaw, bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.
Doomcock wants his subscribers to stay angry, but maintain hope. The sequels are going away. Kathleen Kennedy is going away. Star Wars can be saved.
Man.
Don't be a black pill. This aligns perfectly with Cameron Pasha and his Sparrow agenda. For the next few months, the two fake sources would converge many times, fooling their audience.
Doomcock, it's always wonderful to be on your channel, and thank you for inviting me. And you have some incredible supporters and fans.
Cameron even goes out of his way to vindicate Doomcock's reputation and track record.
We're finally beginning to see you've been right all along, and the stuff that you've been talking about for several years is coming to fruition. And I'm just absolutely excited that we both have solid sources within the system, within the Disney world, within Lucasfilm. We have them, and they're not the same. And they're coordinating. In the last couple of weeks, they've just been coming together with the same information, which says a lot.
Well, I'm excited about this collaboration.
These two are literally telling you right here that they will be working together and talk about their converging sources. There is no secret that it's a collaboration.
Fourth time in the last 6 weeks that you and I have had coordinated intel dumps, literally on the same day and really within the same hour that we put out information. Because when I put my information out, within seconds of me putting it out, people are like, hey, Doomcock just posted a video.
I want to also point out that there was it's a great freeze frame there. I also want to point out that there was it was something that came up, it would have been a couple of years ago now, where Doomcock put out a rumor video. Cameron Pasha was in some article quoting Doomcock as the source for this rumor, and Doomcock used that article, so his own video, to use the thing, hashtag Doomcock was right. It was like an inception. It was like a circle of vindication, you could say. Doomcock puts out a rumor. Cameron Pasha says the same rumor, uses Doomcock as the source, and then Doomcock uses Cameron Pasha to say that he was right. That actually happened.
And it parallels what you're saying. This is the fourth time now in about 6 or 7 weeks that that's happened. And, each time that intel has proven to be accurate, as far as we can tell, based on the information we're getting. I'm coalescing with independent information, which we've done now 6 times in the last.
That's very true. That's very true. This is incredible news, Cameron. Kathleen Kennedy's account.
And I just want to say, look, I'm not. To me, I've got no fucking evidence of this. Take it with a grain of salt, everyone. But why do you think Gary really did stop fucking? I mean, obviously there was that thing with Ryan that blew up, right? Where Ryan said, if you're fucking holding your fucking breath on every whim and every word that fucking Doomcock says, you're a fucking idiot, right? Ryan was right. Hashtag Ryan was right. And I think from that moment, fucking Gary actually started to see Doomcock for what he is, an absolute fraud. And that's why Gary stopped streaming with him. Now, I know that out on the surface and everything, this is just my speculation, but out on the surface, obviously they fucking, talked or whatever, and they went their separate ways, and it's all hunky-dory and everything's fine and all of that sort of thing. And again, I'm not fucking saying that I know anything, right? But why do you, I trust Gary way more than I trust Doomcock when it comes to fucking pop culture and the information. And it's not like Gary's coming out and saying, oh, this source told me this and this source told me this. And Gary's mentioned that he does have people that tell him stuff. Sometimes he'll publicize that information. Sometimes he won't publicize that information. I believe that Gary has someone more than I believe that Doomcock has someone. Or fucking Cameron Pasha has someone. My thoughts on it anyway.
Has been temporarily at least deactivated, and that she is away out of the office on some kind of leave for the next 2 weeks according to her schedule. And those problems apparently spring in some way from the Acolyte. And you have also published something on your Patreon about this. I would like to hear what Sparrow has to say about all this.
Okay, well, what's amazing is, and I think it is now lucky number 7 that you and I have reported independent sourcing of the same story. It's now been 7 times in 2 months now, right? And what's always happened now is that they almost parallel. Like you'll put out a report, and 15 minutes later, my report come out, or vice versa. And so I was not aware yet of your incredible video that you did this weekend about this this impending all hands on deck meeting. I was actually just working on a script. I was doing my thing, and then I got the emergency broadcast system call from Sparrow over the weekend. Just before we began, I put out a quick flash on my Patreon that Lindelof is out according to Deadline, right?
Yeah, see, I'm sorry. Like, you can have your opinion. I don't buy into that. I don't. I think that Gary is a nerd. He knows his stuff. There's no grift in his videos. Like, I don't see Gary as a grifter at all. And again, everybody's entitled to their opinions on YouTubers and stuff like that. If that's how you feel about it, that's how you feel about it. But I'm not subscribing to that. I don't buy into that.
Right, just as we began, and I credited our friend Sparrow. And just now, as you and I were talking, they just sent me a text saying thank you for the credit. They saw it. They're like, "Yep, I told you that Lindelof is out." And I got the emergency broadcast system call from Sparrow over the weekend. And so right in the middle of this, my personal spy just sent us a text saying, "Yep, thank you for letting people know I was right."
Absolutely wonderful.
7 times Doomcock's sources and Sparrow converged. This was all by design. It was a collaborative effort to boost both parties' revenue and credibility. They were successful in doing so.
Yep.
Doomcock's views and Cameron Pacha's patrons grew. And in these videos, Doomcock pushed all of Cameron Pacha's major Sparrow scoops. Kathleen Kennedy being fired, FTX, The Acolyte is a fake show, the Ray movie isn't happening.
I'm delighted to have you here, and I would hope that you could go ahead and bring us up to speed on the latest rumors from Sparrow.
Iger said to her, quote, "Indy has to make a profit or she, as in Kathleen Kennedy, will not get to retire. She will be publicly shamed and fired."
Have we seen that? Because it didn't make money.
End quote.
Oh, ouch.
No!
You said, what is the leverage? And
that's exactly right. That was my guess based on other information that my spies had told me. Would Kathleen Kennedy bring poor Daisy Ridley out on the stage with some kind of empty promise that this movie is going to happen? I mean, would she be that cruel? And the answer is...
Ask Patty Jenkins. Patty Jenkins was brought on the stage on Celebration to announce her movie, and that movie is canceled.
So yes, these people on the Kathleen Kennedy side of the company are fairly reckless about
Kathleen Kennedy's
They would
side
think
of the
nothing
company.
of trotting
They
for-
still toe this line about the Civil War. I think that's been completely debunked. Fucking absolute garbage.
Daisy Ridley, a down-on-her-luck actress, on stage, getting her hopes up in order to throw a smokescreen out there for fans.
Because I always want to bring it back to my favorite imaginary project, The Acolyte, right? So Sparrow did say, if you remember, Sparrow said all these projects on hold. Sparrow said, because again, I asked him, Sparrow's like, look, Sparrow still has seen no evidence in the office that this project is real. It could be that she might have $300 million in filming a show. I don't know. Sparrow said, I don't see any evidence of that. Because your sources also confirmed what I was speculating before the Sparrow figure entered my life some months ago. I was speculating this, and now they confirmed it, and now your source, Independent, has confirmed it. There was never a full show. Otherwise, they would have the money to pay off Karen McCarthy more than $5,000 to let her go from the production, right? They never had hundreds of millions of dollars to make the show. They were clearly filming something. There is footage of something that was shown at Celebration. And the way Sparrow's always portrayed it was like some kind of sizzle reel, which makes sense. If you're saying 3 short films, those are the pieces you need to make a sizzle reel.
Sparrow has come up with a fascinating breaking story, and by God, we're going to run with this, Cameron.
Well, I just want to say, and again, for the viewers watching, to get the sequence of events of how you and I are talking today, I did not know that you had any information on Acolyte. None.
No.
And the reason we're talking is that I forwarded you the message, the alert that I put out on my Patreon a few minutes ago that Sparrow just told me this. You saw that and said, I have news on that front. Let's get together and talk. So again, we are
let's get together and talk about what the rumor is.
Sources. That's why I know my guy isn't lying. It completely confirms what your people are telling you. So there we are. Since Bob Chapek was mysteriously fired from Disney, to this day, we still don't know why, right? Mysteriously fired from Disney 10 days after the FTX scandal broke. I have been publicly stating since then, that what intuitively felt true to me was.
Sorry, I just want to pause for a second because the Acolyte's supposed to come out this year. Now, as long as it does come out this year, I'm so interested to see how they twist that. With all the rumors that like one of the biggest things has been the fucking Acolyte isn't real. It's just been a sizzle reel. I don't know why Lucasfilm would be doing this fake fucking whole thing with the Acolyte, but I would love to see how they then come out and justify it once it actually does drop.
Was that there was some hidden investment in FTX
because if the Acolyte's not happening too, that means that the only thing that Lucasfilm has slated for 2024 is Skeleton Crew. And that's if these people even think that Skeleton Crew's a real thing. We hear nothing about Skeleton Crew. We're hearing about the Daisy Ridley movie. We're hearing about Dave Filoni's movie. We hear about the Acolyte. We hear nothing about Skeleton Crew, but the only two live-action things that have so far been announced for 2024 for Lucasfilm in Star Wars has been the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew. So if Acolyte doesn't happen, that means they're dropping one thing for the entire year.
And the CFO Christine McCarthy had embroiled the company in as a gamble to cover some accounting holes that they had. When Chapek was about to find out about it, or did find out about it, they got him out so that he wouldn't blow the whistle to the SEC. At one point, some of your sources started suggesting that might be true. They actually started saying that there's an FTX problem, right? I believe you at least one source said that to you once.
Cameron Pashaw has a Patreon that you guys should subscribe to. I'll go ahead and put the link in the video description, as always. Cameron, bless you, my friend. We will be talking a lot, I believe, in the near future.
In addition to giving Cameron Pasha a platform and spreading the entirety of the Sparrow propaganda on the YouTube channel, Doomcock and Cameron took the con to a new level. They made a clickbait video titled "Disney in Talks to Sell Lucasfilm, George Lucas is the Buyer, Major Rumor Update" with Cameron Pasha.
What you're about to hear is a conversation with Cameron Pasha recorded last night that will rock your world. Because the source, codenamed Sparrow, has reason to believe that the buyer for Lucasfilm may be George Lucas himself.
This is probably the biggest story that my source Sparrow has brought to my attention, and it's really wonderful that and I know you have completely independent sources. And this one was a walk-in.
It's hilarious.
So paralleling it.
Yes, it was a walk-in source, which I normally am fairly suspicious about, but it was so detailed and it dovetailed so much with published facts and other rumors that I had received as well, that I decided to go ahead and just present the entire post verbatim. But this is what the source said verbatim, just so we can get on the same page here, Cameron.
I'm just going to read from the section of my Patreon that I put out there. And so I'm just going to get straight to business. This is what Sparrow said. Bob Iger and Disney lawyers have begun discussing what the sale of Lucasfilm would look like, as they have identified a buyer, and they use a big B, right? A buyer who has expressed interest. So there's somebody who it's not theoretical, because the Lucasfilm sale conversations have become serious enough for a proposal to begin to be drafted. Because of that, apparently, and Sparrow saying this based on their own intel from being within the company, Disney has put down an order stopping all unproduced development at Lucasfilm for the time being, indefinite hold. That means no further work on anything that hasn't been filmed yet. So that's been put on. Don't do any more work on this, because the new buyer may have their own opinion about that project, right? And that also, this did not shock me, that also includes the fake Rey movie that Kathleen Kennedy, has been rambling about for several weeks now, that Daisy Ridley's coming back as Rey, right? And that Mark Hamill is coming back, and Mark Hamill said, "I'm not coming back," right? And so whatever. But I mean, so that took the wind out of her sails, because they're like, well, there's nothing we can do on that, because the new buyer might not want that. Guess what? The new buyer's not going to want that, right? But this is what shocked me, because I was like, are you sure?
This video did extremely well for Doomcock and went viral in the Star Wars community. The video is clickbait garbage, but it feeds into the Sparrow narrative. It gives fans hope. Hope that George Lucas is coming back. Hope that the past is being erased. Hope that the future of Star Wars is better. This was followed up with an even more ridiculous video. Leslie Headland fired at Lucasfilm. Acolyte
See,
will
this is the thing. Like, I obviously know about the George Lucas thing. I never watched the video. I didn't know about this one, though, that Leslie Headland was fired.
never air, claims source, codenamed Sparrow.
Sparrow reached out to me through our back phone system we've set up for communication today to give me news that didn't surprise me, but it's important it came out today. Sparrow confirmed, and this is not a rumor, this is their confirmation.
Oh, so don't take it with a grain of salt, everyone. This is not a rumor.
That Leslie Headland is no longer working with Lucasfilm. They're no longer part of the company's inner infrastructure. They've been removed. And so the other thing they've confirmed is the part of the process of Leslie Headland no longer being an employee of Lucasfilm is that her Acolyte show, The Mysterious Acolyte, has been essentially...
You know what I thought you were doing when you were zooming in there, fucking Melvin? I thought you were showing the garbage in the background. But he was zooming in on the name. I honestly thought that you were just showing how disgusting his background is. Oh, sorry. That's funny.
Put into, as Sparrow puts it, soft cancellation. That's their play. Their play is they're just going to not talk about it anymore. They're going to memory hole it. It will always be, it's coming out soon, God willing. We just got to make a few more things happen. And until eventually no one talks about it anymore, which is exactly what happened with Ryan Johnson, who's much bigger than Ms. Headland. And that's what they did with him.
But hang on, Ryan Johnson's trilogy.
Disney is on fire right now. I mean, all these like dismissals, all these executive dismissals, all these firings, all of these situations. This is huge, folks. This is huge news. Sparrow has come up with a fascinating breaking story, and by God, we're going to run with this, Cameron.
At the time of this taping, I've not yet heard the information from your source. So I'm delighted to hear that they seem to be coalescing with what I've heard.
I got this 2 days ago. It was a big Acolyte update from a very good source from my Hollywood Spies, and I'm going to go ahead and share a little bit. According to this source, the show is out of money, and they are trying to get more, but every attempt to get money has backfired spectacularly. Leslie has spent money on making 3 short films in hopes of releasing them on social media with the aim of getting fan support, as Leslie calls it, pulling a Ryan. The main problem with this is Leslie has failed to make anything that's any good. It's very clear Leslie is way over her head and has no idea what she's doing.
What scumbags?
And when asked, this is incredible news, Cameron. This is it. We're not going to get this atrocious Acolyte show. We're not going to get all this crap. It looks like it's going to be.
So my question is, if we do get this atrocious Acolyte show, and Dave Filoni is, I mean, he's had this job for a while now. The one that he was promoted to, the chief fucking creative officer or whatever it fucking was. He's had that for a long time. He's involved in the Acolyte then, because he's involved in everything at the inception phase, right? So how does that then feed into your narrative of like John and Dave saving Star Wars, so to speak?
Forgotten in the dustbins of Disney history.
For all the doomtards that like to cry, he reported it as a rumor.
Yeah.
Cameron Pasha is literally telling you that this is not
a
rumor.
Yep.
Sparrow confirmed, and this is not a rumor. This is their confirmation that Leslie Headland is no longer working with Lucasfilm.
And Doomcock is reporting it on his channel. He's collaborating
Matt.
with Cameron Pasha. Doomcock was wrong. Leslie Headland was not fired. There's no evidence the Acolyte will not happen.
Yep.
George Lucas isn't buying back Star Wars. But why isn't anyone holding these two accountable? Because if you can't see the deception initially, it's easy to just trust what you hear. the hashtag, a subliminal message that infects viewers. It oozes credibility. You hear it so much, it becomes a part of you. And when someone challenges the entire system, you defend it with conviction. Without respect, we reject. Hashtag Doomcock was right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know he was right. You didn't review all his videos, took notes, and checked for accuracy. You believe he was right.
Yep.
You believe it so much, you get big
This is
mad
great.
when someone says he isn't right. And you will defend him all over the internet.
Yep.
But you don't stop there. You become a join member. You join the Doom Army, where you proceed to circle jerk all the other Doom soys until the day Kathleen Kennedy leaves office. And whenever that may be, no matter how many times Doomcock has been wrong, you're going to believe he was right the entire fucking time.
Yep. Well done.
With the
Melvin.
release of Ahsoka, Cameron Pasha is sticking to his insane sequel trilogy retcon narrative and has given the show nothing but praise. He is a Disney shill.
Ahsoka Episode 8 Open Thread. Deeply moving season finale. Oh yeah, filled with action, heroism, sacrifice, and surprises. This show's clearly not over, and I am excited to find out what happens in season 2. After a long period of quiet, the bat phone rang today. Hello, this is Cameron Pasha. Oh, hi, Sparrow. You're my secret sword that I talk about on my Patreon all the time. Yeah, you're very credible. And I finally have a new update for our Disney Insider Sparrow. So it appears that Lucasfilm transitional leadership under Jon Favreau has indeed moved forward with season 2 of Ahsoka, even as the Kennedy remnant tries to create new drama by planting nonsense with YouTubers. According to Sparrow, Lucasfilm has reviewed all the relevant data from ratings to Rotten Tomatoes scores and feedback from fans, and has decided that Ahsoka is worth investing in with another season. Oh yeah, Sparrow. Sparrow also told me what the big plan is for the future of Ahsoka, and not only does the World Between Worlds serve as a backbone to the story is currently envisioned, we should expect to see more of the gods of Mortis, the Father, the Daughter, and the Son, who will play a pivotal role in granting the unimaginable power that Balin is seeking, a power that has the potential to change the past and alter many timelines of Star Wars history, not just that of the sequel trilogy.
Cameron started appearing on the channel in March 2023, and you can see the rise in Doomcock's views and Cameron Pasha patrons. I was wondering if Doomcock would have Cameron back on the channel, considering he was not a fan of Ahsoka.
Screw this. Star Wars is dead, folks. Or at least my desire to watch Star Wars is as dead as those zombie stormtroopers. Star Wars under Disney is a lifeless, shambling corpse, reanimated by $4 billion and a bunch of people with no idea how to write compelling stories. I'm sick of the whole damn thing.
But what does that mean?
Hang on, that was Dave Filoni. Well, hang on. What? He actually said those words? No, I don't believe it, Doomcock. Isn't Stephanie Janisak like Ahsoka was great. Like, these guys are... whoa! I'm very confused now.
And the Sparrow Alliance. Cameron will continue to push his fake news Disney shill agenda, publicly liking shows such as Boba Fett, Kenobi, Ahsoka. Will Cameron Pasha want to talk about Sparrow on a channel that isn't directly aligned with him anymore? Will Doomcock continue to push the Sparrow agenda on his large channel? Doomcock also didn't like Kenobi, which Cameron absolutely loved.
Yeah.
Now, I am hearing some other opinions, to be fair. My friend Cameron Pasha, for example, has some interesting things to say about what's going on behind the scenes at Lucasfilm. And to be fair, I'm going to present those views in another video, along with some potentially good news about all of this from a longtime source that could mean there is some hope here. I'll bring you that view as well, folks.
And with Kathleen Kennedy's contract coming to an end in about a year, they definitely are going to clickbait the shit
Oh,
out of
they're
it.
going to clickbait the
Because
shit out of it.
it's what you do.
And then when she finally does leave, it's like you said, the doomed cock was right is going to come out, and they're not going to check all the shit like you have, Melvin, going back and fucking digging through all of this stuff and actually showing the contradictions in their stories.
Oh. It's what you do.
Overlord DVD has expanded his con on the Star Wars fandom by making Cameron Pasha a regular on his channel, by unconditionally pushing the Sparrow agenda. In addition, by pushing the Sparrow agenda, he is combating the black pills and shilling for Disney Star Wars.
Yep.
His subscribers need to stay angry, but they must always have hope. Never give up on Disney. That is the message. Star Wars is more dead than ever. Fans are slowly waking up and realizing that Disney Star Wars is not Star Wars, and there's no hope in saving it. With all the absurdity coming from Cameron Pasha and his Patreon, and the exposing of it with the release of The Sparrow Files, perhaps we've seen the peak of Sparrow. Or perhaps not. One thing is certain. The alliance of these two frauds are beneficial to both. They will continue to lie, cheat, steal, and possibly kill to keep their narrative alive.
Gotta love that music that you put behind it.
On the next episode of The Sparrow Files, we dive into the arch nemesis of Cameron's Patreon, the Blobs.
I'm going to say this without naming names. You can all figure out who we're talking about because there's a lot of them.
It is a tale of what happens when you go against Cameron in his Sparrow agenda. I'm Darth Melvin, leader of the Knights of Melvin, and this is The Sparrow Files.
Very, very good. Very good, Melvin. That deserves more than 3.8k views. There is the link to the video, guys. There it is again. Go over, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, share that video out. Share the entirety of the Sparrow Files. Do you have that in a playlist, Melvin? The Sparrow Files. How do I share the fucking playlist? Do I just share it from here, or is that just going to share that one video? Very good. I can't wait for next week. I don't know if that's sharing the playlist or just sharing the one video, but either way, the playlist is there on the channel. Share that, get it out there. These frauds need to be exposed for the frauds that they are. And yeah, that's great. Fucking great. Very well done, Melvin. Love it. And like I said, I can't wait to watch this one. We will watch that one next week. So get ready for that, guys, because we're going to watch that next week. All right, let's wrap up our seal of the week. Let me bring this back up again, and then we'll wrap the stream up. All right, so your 4 nominees, number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. I didn't stop long enough on this one if anyone needs to read it. Where is the poll? All right. We got 37 votes. It was 38 votes. All right. I think we're good enough. I'm going to end the poll in 5. This is the problem, is that I do the countdown and then I click it, and then because there's the delay on the stream. So we'll count down from 10 then. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Poll is closed with 39 votes on the poll. All right. In last place with 10% of the vote was Jacob. This one here. Sorry, Jacob, not today, buddy. You didn't quite get there today. He's had plenty of nominees in the past. He's definitely a Disney shill. He's definitely a Disney seal. All of these people really are. But not today for you, Jacob. In second last place, or third place, depending on where you want to put it, with 20% of the vote was number 4. So this scene being cool from... this is from The Rise of Skywalker, isn't it? It is. And then with very close between these two, in second place, or the runner-up for this week, was with 33% of the vote, number 1, Saya. You got so close. So close. But this week's Seal of the Week, who won many, many nominees last year, is Dan, with his ridiculous tier list, especially having the Last Jedi throne room fight as peak. And then all this is fucking sequel trilogy garbage in here. And obviously having a lot of the peak stuff either at all right or below, with 35% of the vote. So congratulations, Dan. You are this week's Seal of the Week.
I'm the Jedi.
All right. Welcome into 2024. First show of 2024. I think it was good. I think we had a lot of fun. Love seeing all the seal clap emojis in the chat. Awesome. Look at that. Fucking great. You guys are awesome. I'd like to thank the members. I'd like to thank everyone that super chatted tonight. I'd like to thank everybody for being here. Everyone in the chat, whether or not you're a member or not, or super chatted or not, you are greatly appreciated and welcome here. And thank you very much. To all the lurkers that were sitting and just listening, appreciate you guys as well. And to all the people that come back and rewatch the stream, massively appreciate you guys too. Please do smash the like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. We will see you next week for another episode of Casual Rage. I've got to figure out what sort of videos I'm going to fucking be doing. There is going to be Stargate videos this year, so get ready for those. We'll be doing reviews. I'm going to just put the link to the Jack Show in the chat because they're always starting. Now with daylight savings the way it is, they start pretty much when I finish. So there's the link to the Jack Show if you want to go over there and watch those guys have a bit of fun there. This weekend, if you're not subscribed to the Full Aussie channel, please go and subscribe to the Full Aussie channel. We are trying to grow that channel, and we've got the Back of the Ute stream this weekend. So it's the pop culture stream. And then on Sunday, you can catch me over on Flashcast. We're going to have a bit of fun over there. I am not drinking this weekend. I ended up with alcohol poisoning after Flashcast last week. Woke up 4 times during the night and puked me guts up. It was disgusting. But yeah, so I think I'm going to just take a break from drinking. I actually don't even have any alcohol. Well, I do, but I'm not opening that bottle yet. But yes, Flashcast, it'll be a lot of fun. Other than that, thank you again. And we will see you all next week for another Casual Rage. Let me find my outro here. All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one. We'll see you soon.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt! A few minutes? Are you kidding? At the rate they're gaining?
No, what is it? You have to shoot this. Traveling through hyperspace is like Dustin Crops, kid. Without precise calculations, we fly too close to a store. They're bounce into a supermarket and then...
Yeah.
It'd be a hell of a mess.
What's that?
Watch. You're losing the deflector shields. Go strap yourselves in. Be careful on the way out.
Yeah, sure. I'm taking very caution.
You go away.
Bounce too near a supermarket?